Apple Cart, y'all. WWDC 2024. What is going on, y'all? Check me out here. Y'all, I don't even know where to begin. There were just so many announcements today. So we're getting updates in iPadOS, iOS, macOS, and watchOS. But in this video, what I want to talk to you all about is iOS 18, because that is one of the software updates that I am the most excited about, followed probably by iPadOS and, of course, Apple Intelligence. Now, I think one of the features that I really was most excited about with iOS 18, we will be able to place apps anywhere on our home screen. And for those of you that follow me up here, you know how much I like to personalize my phone. And one thing I will say that I noticed with these updates is that a lot of third-party apps I used to use to achieve certain things, I may not have to use anymore. And that's beautiful, because the less I have to download and the more stuff that's native is a better experience for me. But in addition to being able to place our apps anywhere on our home screen, we'll also be able to kind of like colorize them. So what I mean by that is that you will be able to change the color of your icons so that they have a more streamlined, unified look. Sorry, there's a bug up there. It should hopefully, in turn, better match the aesthetic of your phone, which I'm just excited to see what I can and can't do with this, because you know how Apple is. Not everything is shown in the keynote. So there's always those little like Easter eggs or golden nuggets in there that you find through exploring it on your own. But when the iOS 18 public beta is out, I think they said in July, next month basically, I will definitely be giving y'all a first impressions, quick tutorial of what to expect. So feel free to subscribe down below in case you want to stay updated for that. But another thing I'm really excited about with iOS 18 is Control Center. I just like the look of it better. It looks more clean, more aesthetic, and easier to follow. Like sometimes now I'll get in Control Center looking for something and I can't find it, but I feel like with the new view, it just looks better. And then on the right-hand side of that, you can actually filter through the different categories in your Control Center. So you can filter it so that you see your widgets for your smart home controls in a section. So I like that. And I think it's one of the big things that makes it a little bit easier to follow, because everything isn't, all together like it was. And you can resize the widgets in there. And on top of that, it'll work with third-party apps. So if developers, want to take advantage of being able to put something in there, they can. And another thing I really like is the option to set an app in the bottom left and right corner of your lock screen. Like you can pick what you want to appear there. So you could like put Instagram in one corner, Snapchat in the other. Me though, I don't know. I guess the first two apps I'd probably put might be Instagram on one side and maybe the camera on the other. We'll see. Oh no, it'll probably be notes, because I will have a random thought that I need to jot down in a heartbeat. And another thing we can do with messages that I think a lot of people are excited about is the ability to schedule a message to send later. Perfect for happy birthdays. Sometimes, y'all, I'll remember the day before, but not the day of. This might save me in some scenarios. There's also new tap back effects, like they're in color. On top of that, we can also put emojis there as a tap back. And not only can we put emojis as a tap back, we can create emoji using the AI or Apple Intelligence to customize that emoji, get it to look like we want. It can create that for me. I think it's gonna make responding to messages even more fun and unique. The Apple Intelligence. I like what Apple did here, because they showed us the practicality of it all. Like, how can we make it useful in our day-to-day lives? So one thing we have with it is new writing tools. And this is gonna help us find the words that we're looking for pretty much anywhere that we write on our devices. Things like summarize, or even give us the short version of a long group thread. When you miss the messages, it can give you a summary of that. Another thing it'll let you do is record phone calls. But the nice thing is it'll notify the people on the call that it's being recorded, so you can't do it in secrecy. Now, I'm not saying all of these things that are being presented with this are new, but they are new to iPhone. Apple Intelligence is also going to be behind Genmoji, but I think I'm most excited about how Apple Intelligence will help Siri. So I feel like Siri will now be able to perform more like a personal assistant for me. We will argue less. We should get along better, because she will be smarter and able to handle more tasks. She can also now determine when you make a mistake when you're speaking, which I do quite often. So it's nice that she can now give me some forgiveness there. But the way Apple Intelligence will be is pretty much like integrated into your phone. So it's not like an opt-in or opt-out switch. So that means our information is not going to be stored, and it's only going to be used when we make a request. Now, ChatGPT is also integrated into it, but when it's using that form of service, it does prompt you first for your permission to do so. So you can always just opt out and, never take advantage of it, which I like, because it kind of gives me a little bit more control on how my information is shared or not shared, because I am that one that selects don't send analytics and all of that stuff for improvements. But I'm personally looking forward to testing it out and seeing how smart Siri really is. You know what, y'all? That's a video idea. Stay tuned, because that's probably going to be on the channel.
But anyway.
We'll also have messages via satellite. Now, when you enter into scenarios where you don't have a signal, you don't have to fret the way that you used to. Or maybe I'm just speaking about myself.
How it works is if it detects that you don't have a Wi-Fi or a cellular signal, it will then prompt you to use a satellite instead. And then from there, you can either choose from sending a message, your location, and then once you've chosen what you want,
it'll tell you the direction you need to face to communicate with that satellite that you're near so that it can send a message.
You can then send SMS messages or iMessages. So you can contact iPhone users or Android users.
And we'll also see an update in the Mail app. So now we will have categories for our emails. So there's a category for things like transactions, social media, promotions, but still have access to be able to see all of our email. But I like this because this is going to help when you have a ton of emails in your inbox that you need to go through and want to just see a certain group of them, so to speak. And one thing I'm really excited about is being able to streamline things like my airline info. Y'all, I got a whole note dedicated to travel stuff and also in other apps like Notion. So this is definitely gonna help me. Another area we're gonna see an update in is in Maps. So what Apple has done is brought hiking trails to the Maps app. So now you'll be able to save routes, create your own custom routes. I'm hoping that this will help me get more into hiking. And you know, the feature where you can hold your phone to someone else's phone to share contact information or pictures. The name escaped me off, so that's why I said that. But bottom line is, with that feature, you will now be able to also send Apple Cash, which is nice. The Photos app, oh my God, that has an update as well. I'm so excited to use that. So what you'll see now is like a photo grid at the top, collections at the bottom, and you'll be able to browse by time, people, or recents. And an album that they create that I really like is an album of recent days. So now instead of going to your gallery and seeing all of your photos mixed in with the recent photos, you can now just see those that you took most recently. It just seems like Photos is more well thought out to give you the pictures and memories that you want when you want them. And you know, before you could only really tag people, now you can tag groups of people. So I know I have a village, so it's a group of me and 3 of my friends. So I like that now I'll be able to probably better find our group photos because I have a better way to do it. And another thing it'll do is gather all of your photos from trips, like from you traveling, and put them in different albums per location. So yes, that does mean for the settings of your photos, or the settings of your camera rather, you would need to enable the location option. So it has the metadata of where you were. So I did ask the broadcast channel on IG which iOS 18 features you're most excited about. And I want to share a few that I saw here. JQ Fowler 6200 says changing the app's different colors was my favorite. I can feel you there. Home screen customizations. That's top of my list too. I'm so ready to be able to use that and not have to do the long tedious way that we've been doing to get certain things. Golden Sheen Ferg says tap back and all the writing features for iPad. The iPad features, y'all, we gotta talk about that, but in another video, especially the new handwriting features. Corey MC Photography says RCS and schedule messages. Fact. Keon Cancelberry says the ability to lock any app you choose. I feel you there. Privacy is key, especially for certain apps. I know some people are thinking of the malicious ways people will use that, but there are some healthy ways, you know? Parents out there, I know kids love to use your phone. My nieces when they were little, oh man, they'd want to look at photos. I'd give them my phone, but when I would check on them, they're my messages. They are totally nowhere where they're supposed to be. So that's just more of a practical scenario. You can use it, but y'all go nuts. I'm seeing a lot of scheduled text. Y'all are really feeling that. And a lot of the home screen customizations too. So yeah, those are 2 of the common things I'm seeing in here. But thank you to everyone that responded in the broadcast channel. If you are not in there, you're missing out. You should join. I'm gonna have a link below for you. But yeah, y'all, as you can see, we have lost our light. We have talked so long. It is gone from daylight to night. If you have any questions or anything in particular that you want me to highlight, please let me know down in the comment section. But until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.